Hi friends, so welcome back, and this is the part 3 of Staphysagria, in which I will do the main essence, the main part. How do we identify Staphysagria? As we have seen the ego part, we have seen the ailments from embarrassed ailments after, and mortification with indignation. The reaction of Staphysagria, how he reacts to these things, they make him anxious. The kind of fancies he has. We have seen that the fancies of Staphysagria are very very high. Like I will portray a movie. I'll give an example. Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein. If you have not seen, then please do see that movie. It must be available in all languages, as I think it was available. It's a South Indian dub movie in Hindi, and in Hindi also it must have got translated in various languages, and it's a beautiful movie if you want to understand Staphysagria, because the main hero role played in that movie, the kind of expressions he gives, the kind of fancies he has about a lady love, and how he approaches her, how he feels when the lady love comes to know about his reality, and then how that anger he has, and then how he just gives up on his anger, how he gives up on that girl, and he just walks off. He just wants to go away. So what happens, in Staphysagria, when he feels that he cannot get it, or if he tries a lot, then it affects his self esteem, that I should not pursue something beyond my self esteem. I also have something in me, that how can somebody say like this to me, or how I can get rejected. So there is kind of an honor in him. He feels that I have ego, I have honor. Nobody should insult me in public. When somebody says something, that is an insult to him. So that should not happen to me, or if that happens, then it is my dignity that I should not stand there anymore, and I should just walk away, or I should not express my desires further. There is the key of Staphysagria: inhibition and self denial. These are the two key components of Staphysagria, which you will see in almost every case of staph, almost every case, except those children cases, or the first part of staph, where they are very expressive about their jealousies, or their emotions, and their anger, and their ego. Other than that, the other part, the remaining part of staph, you will find it persistently. What is inhibition? When somebody inhibits oneself from doing something, like we have a chemical reaction, we have learned chemical reactions in our body, and we say that this enzyme inhibits this reaction. Inhibition is something which is not allowed to happen at all. When a child, he sees the ice cream, but still he doesn't have the desire to have it. That is inhibition. So Staphysagria takes himself to that level of not having the desire at all. And what is self-denial? Self-denial is where I know that my pleasure lies in that ice cream. I know my pleasure lies in having that lady love in my life, but I will not have it for myself. I will just deny it for myself. I will walk away, because that goes against my dignity. So it is better, rather than having it, rather than fighting for it, I will leave it, because that is how I will make myself more dignified. Okay, so that through self denial, he tries to attain self respect in his life, and through that he makes good relations in his life. So self denial is completely denying, I want it but I will not have it. Okay, one master of ours had narrated one case of staph, where he had some skin problem, and he was the head of the family, and he would tell his daughter-in-laws not to touch his feet, and just wish him good morning just by talking. So then the reason for this came out to be that earlier he would not do it, but now he has started doing it, and he started denying himself that kind of respect, for the reason that he feels, I have skin disease, I am not worth it. So delusion, worthless he is, he goes into that feeling that I'm not worth it, better I should not ask for it also, and he denies himself. So the infertility case we had seen in on Rouser Day also, that girl was constantly pursuing her husband and was getting suspicious over him, and gradually she felt, that why did I fall in love with such a man? And rather than going into complexities of our married life after having a child, it is better that I deny myself the pleasure of being a mother, and I don't want to get pregnant at all, because he's not going to improve any time. I don't see that future where he's going to stop flirting with other girls. So that is why she went and developed endometriosis to herself. So this is how that self-denial creates so many pathological states in a person. And when Staphysagria goes into inhibition and self-denial, and if he gets a outlet where he can speak about his feelings, where someone wants to understand him, that is why Staphysagrias are very good patients for homeopaths, because they express their feelings, their desires to a homeopath very, very exhaustively. It is there in loquacity, insane, but insane meaning they will go, you can't even imagine such people having such deep feelings, and those feelings which they have kept to themselves for long years together. There was a man who was having high uric acid. His joints were swollen, all the joints were swollen, and his uric acid was on a higher side for a long time. He had been on allopathy, but it was not helping. But the painful joints and everything, I just sat with him. He came, he was accompanied by his mother-in-law and his wife's mother. So when I was taking the case in front of them, he was talking very, very softly, very gently, and yeah, we two live together, yeah, my mom is there, like this. And then gradually what happened, I asked him that, there is something deeper in you that I need to understand. So the wife and mother, they went out, and then he just looked, and there was a smile on his face. So I could understand that he felt good that they went out, because he wanted to express. And Staphysagria men, they weep in front of the homeopath. These men, you will find most of the Staphysagria females definitely weep, and it is very common for all kinds of females to weep. But if the male is Staphysagria, they also weep in front of the homeopaths. And he wept and wept, and he told me how his first mother died when he was just 2 years of age, and then a new mother had come, his father remarried, and they had 2 kids further. So how the second mother, a stepmother, used to neglect him, used to just give him taunts, and how he would not react to her at all. Feeling that the morals are again very important in the Staphysagria. They don't react to, because he knows that this is not my mother who will understand me. He would tell to his father, he would see his father, and then what happened, his father also died, and he knew that now I have to live with these people only. And how he kept on holding on to his feelings for years and years. And these kind of men, they hold on to it, to their desires, and that is how they make themselves desireless. Inhibition, self-denial, desire suppressed, and there are other few rubrics where mathematics inability, for all kinds of mathematics inability for is there. Why so? For this reason, because they go into that innocent stage where people find them very innocent, and they just make themselves desireless, as if they don't have any personal desires, and they go as per, they show that they are trying to keep everyone happy, and they will talk in a very innocent way. That is why it is there in credulous, that is why it is there in honest, that is why it is there in loyal, but it is also there in liar, it is also there in adulterous. Now why this kind of combination in Staphysagria, where they are there in these kind of very honest credulous rubrics also? So credulous is what, credulous when one person tries to convince other people, or tries to show that I am so much following the advice of this person, or so much I am following advice of these people, so he always tried to show to his wife, to his other family members, that I always listen to my mother. So when he tries to portray it, although he will follow, he will follow his ambition, he will follow his desire somewhere, but if he is questioned, then he doesn't have the courage to put forth that it was me who wanted to do it. He will say, no, my mama told me that this should be done, so I have done it. Cowardice, a cowardice without courage to express one's opinion, and that is why they appear to be credulous. Okay, and honest is, again, I told in the earlier video also, that what they feel about the situation, they will say very nicely, in a good manner, as if it is the truth, as if it is their own feeling, that this is what I feel. Okay, so when the situation comes, these people generally, they have a partner who is stronger, have strong wills than them. So actually Staphysagria are formed by such strong personalities around them. Like the Bell's palsy lady, her daughter was Platina, who used to always rebuke her and say things to her, and she would just take it in. Again, this boy also, who was having uric acid high, his wife was also a very strong-willed lady, a powerful lady. I could see her in her expression, the way she was talking. There was another man who had urticaria all over his body, and he was on anti-allergics for years together. His wife was also a platinum, because they would have lot of quarrels. He would quarrel in front of her, but when he got an opportunity one day to just talk to me alone, I had given him staff, but in the follow-up he came alone, and he explained the entire scenario so vividly to me, that how his wife always tries to put him down, and always wants to quarrel for little things. And in Staphysagria, in this initial phase where they are in cowardice, where they are in inhibition and self-denial, they will hold on to themselves. They will not just fight it out, blurt out and say things like that. They are in quarrelsome, but without anger. They will quarrel with the person. They will not leave their point. They will keep quarreling, but it will not be a very outrageous reaction. To that outrageous reaction comes after years of putting themselves down and low, and that reaction will come in the part 4 of Staphysagria. So these are the few cases which I could think of, and with all this, they have high sexual desires, they have high sexual fantasies, again sexual relating to their own identities. It can relate to sex per se also, because the partner is so strong that they can't fully express themselves. So that is why their expression, or their feelings are not understood completely by their close ones, and that is why timidity about appearing in public, the confidence goes down, their own confidence is less, and that is why the timidity is there, because nobody has given them that opportunity to realize their feelings, to realize their identities, and they go into that timidity in appearing in public. Violence aversion too, so they don't want to go into any fights or anything. They will try to refrain themselves, keep themselves low down, but when it goes too high, they will not mind also, and they will do things which we will do in part 4. Fire wants to set things and all that. So this is how the and this all narration, whatever I did about the cases, the long standing grief goes into them, with long standing inhibition and self denial. They go into grief over one's condition, grief over consequences, what will happen. they are grief ridden about that. Then grief from long past offenses, they keep things to themselves, they hold on, and then gradually they go into absent-minded inadvertence. Then they are only thinking about how people have done things to them, said things to them, behaved wrongly with them, deceived them, and they are only thinking about that, and their intellect gradually starts weakening. That back of brain is made of wood. Okay, so absent-minded inadvertence is where you are in inadvertent situation where nothing is able to divert your attention from that particular subject. So that kind of inadvertence is seen. People around them are talking and they are not aware of what they are saying. They have to shake them and say, come on, come out of this and talk to me, deal with this, do this work, and they are into their own grief and absent-mindedness. So this is some part of staff, very important part. Do like, comment and subscribe. Your comments are very important for me. Thank you so much. Bye.